Welcome to my channel. I'm Gary Wiriawan and today we are here in Lido Marina Village here in Newport Beach area, California, United States. And we're going to have a little bit of lunch here right now, but I want to squeeze a little bit of photography time as usual. This is part of my everyday photography challenge for myself, where I try to make some effort almost every day to try to take some pictures and try to get some really nice compositions and whatnot, sort of my practice time for photography. If you're interested in this kind of videos, you can check out this card above. I have a playlist of the other everyday photography vlogs, so you can watch it up there. And also, if you want to submit your own picture, I encourage you to participate in this challenge as well. You can submit into this link right here. You don't have to participate every day, only when you have time, but you have to make an effort to make your picture look nice. Doesn't have to be perfect, just nice. And also, I will put the card above if you want to submit your picture right there. For today's picture, it will be very simple. I'm just trying to capture this beautiful harbor area right here, where there's so many boats and so many beautiful buildings and the hill that just looks so fantastic. So I'm thinking about just using a telephoto lens, the 35 to 100 millimeter f4 to f5.6 Panasonic Lumix lens. My camera as usual is a Panasonic GX85. Maybe I will use a wider angle lens later, my 12 to 32 millimeter, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's try to take some pictures right now. Alright, so for the first picture, I was thinking of trying to get that area right there where there's like some buildings far away and also the hills. And I was trying to isolate only that composition using a telephoto lens. So here I have my 35-100 with the GX85 as usual. And I was thinking of using a little bit of the boats on the left and on the right as sort of a framing device to help to frame the buildings and the hill to make it look nicer, and maybe add some other elements as well. This is quite a crowded area. There's so many things going on. There are lots of boats parking on the harbor, and then there are lots of buildings. So with a telephoto lens, hopefully I'll be able to focus on a simpler composition, maybe something like this. I'm at 100 millimeter aperture priority f5.6. I want to set my focus to center autofocus only, single autofocus. So yeah, I hope you can see what I'm doing in the camera. It's a very simple composition. It's not really too complicated. Yeah, something like this maybe. I'm waiting for that guy on the boat to kind of pass and be at the perfect spot so I can try to capture him as well. Something like this. Yep. Really nice. One more time. Alright. So for the next picture, I was thinking about this composition right here. Again, just the buildings with the boats and also a little bit of the trees behind. We're in a cloudy day right now, so the sky is not really that fantastic. Again, I was thinking of using a telephoto lens to sort of try to focus on just a simpler part of the composition rather than trying to capture everything, which is quite busy right now, as you can see on the video camera right now. So yeah, f5.6 and aperture priority as usual. I'm going to zoom to about probably 80-90 millimeter, and I'm just focusing on the boat right there. I got a very simple composition right here, not complicated at all. It's just the water on the harbor and then the boats and then also the building and the trees. Very simple composition, something like this. Again, I think for travel photography, telephoto lens is very useful to kind of get a snippet of just a small part of the composition, especially when things are busy around you, when the environment isn't really that suitable for photography. Alright, I hope you can see what I'm doing in the camera. This is 100 millimeter. I got about 2000 shutter speed, ISO 200. Right, nice. Right, I saw somebody swimming right there with the boat thingy, and I want to try to capture him. 100 millimeter with the building as a background and something like this. Adds a nice foreground of interest to your image. A 5.6. And maybe that boat over there as well. 100 millimeter. Nice. Very simple. Very simple. Waiting for that guy to get into the perfect spot where I can use them as sort of a foreground of interest with the building as a background. Alright, something like this. Oh, we got that yellow pole, it's kind of distracting. Alright. Alright, for the next composition, I was thinking of trying to include some boats on this harbor to kind of give you a sense, a feeling of being in this place together with me, a little bit of context of how the picture will turn out. So I saw these nice looking boats over here, the pink one and the white ones, and also that building behind and the harbor. I want to try to capture it all, not using a wide angle lens because it's too cluttered right now, so many things going on this environment. So I'm still thinking of using the telephoto lens 35-100, but I'm zooming out to about 35mm. So I'm going to use these boats as a foreground of interest, and then the midground will be the water, and then the building and the trees behind, and also those boats parking on the other side will be the background. Something like this. Doesn't have to be like in a full frame. I don't want to try to capture the whole body of the boat, just some part of it to give you a little bit of context. Something like this. This is a quintessential travel picture right here. It'll give you a sense of feeling, it'll give you a little bit of a aesthetic, a visual kind of factors inside your image, but it's not too cluttered, it's not too cliche, something like this. I like it. Gives me a sense of feeling of being in this place, in the Lido Marina Village right here. Alright. Alright, so we are in Newport Beach right now. We're gonna explore the area. It's such a beautiful day. It was gloomy earlier this day as we recorded the harbor photo shoot, but now it is all sunny and so beautiful. So we're going to try to find some compositions right here. Hopefully we can find something interesting. Alright, let's try to take some photographs. Alright, so I found this interesting lifeguard building right there that I want to try to photograph with the ocean and the beach and the hills behind. I think it looks kind of interesting. So I'm with my 12-32mm lens and also the GX85. I'm going to aperture priority f5.6 and I will try to just get a tight composition of that building right there. A minimal kind of negative space composition, something like this. Lots of the sky. I think it looks beautiful. Alright, now I'm back with my telephoto lens. It's f5.6. Wow, the birds, they're all gone. So f5.6, maybe about 50mm and aperture priority. So I'm going to try to get a tight composition of the lifeguard building again. Right now I'm quite perpendicular against the building. So let's try to capture it, 50mm. Very simple composition. So with longer lens, of course, you'll get a bigger background. That's just the nature of telephoto lens, and I think I'm kind of liking this composition right now. As you can see, the hills are now more pronounced and can get more things in the background. It's just nice. Let's try vertical. Very simple. Yep. Alright, so now I'm going to try to capture just the ocean with the hills on the background. That's it, nothing too complicated. But before that, I saw this group of birds right here. I want to try to capture them. There are 3 birds, right? 100mm f5.6. Nice. Makes a really kind of cool, minimalist, negative space kind of wildlife picture. Now I want to try to capture the beach where the water meets the ground, and the hills, and maybe a little bit of the people down there. I'm not quite sure yet. Let's try to find some compositions. Something like this. This is 50mm. Alright. It doesn't really work. I don't have anything interesting, but maybe at 100mm I can get somewhat more interesting stuff going on. So with the person on the left, there are some people right there. It makes for a nice scale to the picture, I think. So something like this. I think that it looks nice. Alright, let's try to move a little bit and find some other compositions. Alright, so over here I'm standing right like in between the meeting point of the water and the ground. So I think it makes for a nice leading line composition. So this is my composition right here. I hope you can see what I'm doing in the camera. I'm waiting for the waves to crash. Something like this. Makes for a nice leading line, I think. Let's wait one more time. This is about 60mm, by the way, f5.6. Alright, I think we have some nice waves coming in. Oh, cool. Right. So as you can see right there on the left side of this pier area, there are some trees, and then there are some houses and the hill behind. That's Newport town, I presume. And I want to try to capture that area right there. Still with my telephoto lens at 100mm, I want to try to capture the beach, the trees, the buildings, the hill, and the blue sky, which is really beautiful right now. Something like this, I think. This is sort of a very California kind of vibe. Beautiful. Really nice. Same composition, but this time it's horizontal, so about 50mm. I'm trying to get more of the trees, slightly less tight composition, something like this. Wow, looks really nice. I love the lines made by the trees, the blue sky, the buildings. This is sort of the travel picture that I really want. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of capturing the vibe, the feeling of being here with me on this location. The beach, the trees, the hills makes me, feel like being present in the moment. And I hope that this picture will be able to make me feel like that in the future when I take a look of this picture after I get back home after this trip. So yeah, let's try to capture that house right there, the white house with the trees again. Vertical composition I think will work best. No, let's try horizontal. So this is 70mm f5.6 aperture priority. Alright, looks nice. One more time. Alright, from over here I think I want to try to get a compressed kind of picture of those houses. Not on the left side where there are trees, but on the middle side where there are some people, and then the houses, and then the hills. I'm gonna try to capture the water and the beach as well with the blue sky. Let's try that. 70mm f5.6. Something like this, a panoramic kind of picture. Horizontal composition with some people on the frame for scale. Gives you a sense of scale on your picture. I think it's important, because otherwise you don't have any context of how big or how small the houses are. I think this really helps. Makes you feel kind of small in the picture. It gives that sort of majestic feeling, which I really love. Alright, let's try it again. I want to try to put that person right there on the frame slightly on the lower right. Something like this. Yep. Nice. Alright, so those are all the photos from the Newport Beach area, and I hope that you enjoyed them. So after this we're going to explore the area around here, but I think I want to close the vlog today right now because I don't think we will get that much photo opportunity in this area anymore. We're just going to probably get some snacks and then get some dinner and go back to the hotel. So I'm going to close the vlog right now. That is all for today's video. I hope that today's video is useful and inspiring for you. I hope that you can learn from how I take some photographs in this video, and yeah, I hope that this inspires you to go out and try to take some pictures as well. Please don't forget to watch the other vlogs as well. I will put the link down in the description, my other everyday photography vlogs. And also don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. Thank you and see you on the next video. Bye.